USC versus LSU. Game is in Vegas. Watch out. Might be some gambling players. I mean, was this really the best idea, Kent? I mean, we got all
No,
these gambling players. We're gonna put a game in Vegas. Like,
no, terrible idea.
I'm glad
Although it
Iowa's
doesn't
not
really
there and
matter
Iowa
anymore
State.
because it's all on your phone, so you can pretty much do it anywhere at this point. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Over under on suspensions for gambling.
Yeah.
just for the year?
No, for this game.
4.5.
All right.
Just like the spread.
Wow.
Just like the spread.
Just like the spread.
That's
all right.
actually
Well,
that's what the spread was right there. They're like, how many people will get suspended for gambling just this week? They're like, is this the game spread or like the suspension? They're like, it's the same. It's both.
awesome. All right. Well, Kent, that was wonderful analysis on the gambling. Let's switch over to the football side. Give us your analysis on USC, LSU. I mean, you might just like die of offense in this game. I'm curious your thoughts, Kent.
That would be fantastic. I would love that. I would love it even more if USC could get some stops this year. If they're going to join the Big Ten, they should start getting used to playing a little bit of defense, I would say. So that would be nice to see in this game. I don't know if we're going to see it. And if we don't, that's fine with me too, because if I'm not mistaken, this game's on Sunday. So standalone game, I'm kind of, hung over from all the football I watched on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I do kind of want to see an exciting game to end the week before I have to wait another week to watch football. So I would love to see a high scoring game in this one. I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about USC. My plan was to kind of learn about them as the season goes on. So I don't have a ton of really deep dive insights on them other than like what I saw from them last year, which was a team that gave up a ton of points and really couldn't get stops and relied on Caleb Williams to bail them out in games. So I don't know if Miller Moss is that guy to be able to bail them out of bad defense, but we're going to find out real quick. First game. The only team in the conference that's not favored unless you count Minnesota. I think that line has been switching back and forth with UNC. So be a really interesting game. Be a fun one to watch on Sunday.
Yep. I mean, that you pretty much hit the nail on the head. USC, bad defense, hire D'Anton Lynn. Hopefully he, how long does it take him to get good defense? He's going to get good defense. He's a good defensive coordinator. And then Miller Moss, were the 6 touchdowns against Louisville a fluke or were they real? So, Zach, I hope I didn't take all the talking points there. What do you think?
No, well, I think so. One thing I really do think replacing Alex Grinch with D'Anton Lynn is a much bigger deal than people realize. And I say this as a Buckeye fan who endured a year of Grinch and was like, why do we have this thing? Get this thing away from us. Alex Grinch, I'm sure, is a nice person. He could not coordinate a defense. And so a lot of the defense for USC's back. And they've got, they have guys, and I know you guys might say, well, but they were terrible a year ago.
Well, hold on 1 second. Did you guys catch the video? And I don't mean to interrupt you, Zach. I just want to make sure I don't forget this. Did you guys catch the video where Alex Grinch was talking about the tackling at Wisconsin?
No, but
he's the safeties coach, and he's talking about how Wisconsin needs to be a better tackling team and how that's one of the things he's going to try and fix. It's like, dude, Hunter Waller was a fantastic tackler last year. Don't you mess with him. You let him be just fine, dude. Your team could never tackle. I watched that video and I was like, Wisconsin, this is such bad news for you. Alex Grinch is going to teach tackling. Oh, no.
I'm changing all of my Wisconsin predictions now.
They're
going 4-8.
You were on a roll. I could not.
No,
hey, they could go 4-8. By the way, that's not a joke. They really could do that.
They could. I mean, that's the craziness of the Big Ten this year. But I think there is. I mean, to that point, I mean, Ken, I think you're a smart man to wait because I think there's a lot of question marks around USC. I do think the returning experience combined with what LSU is losing. LSU is losing 2 dynamite receivers. They lost the Heisman Trophy winner and a top NFL draft pick. Granted, their offensive line is mostly intact coming back, but man, you're replacing with Garrett Nussmeier and a lot of receivers that we don't know about. And Nussmeier is not Jaden Daniels. Like, he's not. And I
He's
think
good. He's good. I
he's
don't want to
good.
I want to make it sound like he's not good. He's good. He's a highly rated recruit. He's just not Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and to that point, like, I think Miller Moss might actually help USC because he'll play more in the structure of the offense. Caleb Williams, he freestyled a bit too much. I think Miller Moss is going to play within the system. He's got good weapons around him. Their offensive line is, pretty much intact. So I'll give my score. I've got 42-31 USC. I can understand why LSU is favored. I just think people are underestimating how much LSU lost on offense. And while I think people are expecting LSU's defense to be better, I don't think people understand how much better USC is going to be with D'Anton Lynn, who did wonders for a bad UCLA roster a year ago, and now has, I think, a better one in USC.
Yeah, I mean, the receivers that LSU lost combined with Jaden Daniels, like, that's huge. They're bringing in Xavier Thomas and CJ Daniels. CJ Daniels was extraordinary at Liberty, but who did he face? Like, it's Liberty. Like, everybody talked about how terrible their schedule was and how they didn't really face anybody. So if USC is that much better on defense, is he going to be able to get open against those guys? They brought in hardly anybody for the secondary. I mean, LSU was terrible last year. You would think you'd go into the portal and find somebody in the secondary, do something. They didn't. They found Jordan Gilbert from Texas A&M. You guys ever heard of Jordan Gilbert? I don't want a guy named Gilbert playing safety for me. I don't know. Like, I'm not being mean, but it's not a safety name. Like, Gilbert does not mean my defense is safe. That's just me.
Hold on, they got a guy on defense starting named Stamps, though. That's a solid name for a defender.
That is. Yeah.
Stamps.
Yeah. That is not Gilbert, though.
No.
So next week we're going to do the all-name team, all-American name team, right?
But we need to do, like, name for your position. They've done, like, the funny names, and it's generally like General Booty is on there every single year. Like, but it needs to be like the name for your position. Like, Tough Borland was a linebacker for Ohio State. He was the name guy for linebacker. Stamps, that's the name guy for a defender. Gilbert, no. So,
they also have a guy named Major Burns starting on their defense.
LSU or USC?
LSU.
Oh, well,
they have him at they call it the star position, like the nickel, whatever you guys, I don't know.
See, he's going to get burned.
Calls it something different.
That's a
I know, that's what I was
burned.
thinking. Does he get burned?
Can't be a cornerback with the name Burn. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's problems here. Gilbert, Burns. I mean, Major's good, but
I'm just
majorly burned.
Majorly burned. Oh, dang.
The comments after this is published is be like, what is this analysis? What is this? What are we doing?
Oh,
that's what you get when you
show.
bring me on the show. You're not getting real football analysis.
Kent brought up the depth chart, and most people are like, "Who's starting?" He's like, "What names are on here?"
I mean, there's some crazy names. Harold Perkins Jr. That sounds like my grandfather's name. Like, he sounds like a farmer, doesn't he? Harold Perkins Jr.
He does. I do know how good and how athletic Harold Perkins Jr. is, so I'm not
call me Harry. Harold's my father. Seriously, he's a junior.
I mean, Woody plays for USC, so the running back.
Yeah.
Woody.
Great names on this team.
Woody Marks. You got the Bear Alexander, nose guard.
Is CJ Daniels the wide receiver for LSU related to Jaden?
No.
Or Jalen?
I have no idea. I think it's just a common last name.
Mm-hmm.
So serious for a second while I let Kent look for new names. Sorry. I am concerned about this wide receiver core for USC. A lot of young guys playing here. Yeah. I have full confidence in Zachariah Branch. I think that he's going to be a speed demon for this team and really stretch the field. But they lose Mario Williams and Dorian Singer. I mean, both of them transferred. I mean, those were good receivers that could have been real weapons for Miller Moss, but they both had out. Normally you're seeing USC bring in wide receivers. I mean, they brought in Woody Marks, which is a good pickup out of the running back, but and I'm glad they brought in Kamari Ramsey from UCLA and Akili Arnold from Oregon State. I mean, those are good pickups, but at the end of the day, like this wide receiver core is going to have to prove themselves. Now, Lincoln Riley has never had a bad offense. So,
Yep.
you know, like it's even going back to 2015 when he started as an offensive coordinator, he's never had a bad offense. So I'm not saying that they're going to have a bad offense, but I am saying, are these receivers going to be able to make the big plays in the big moments to give USC what they need? Their averages are going to be fine. They're going to be one of the top offenses in the nation, just like they are every single year. But are they going to be able to make that happen? We'll see. And LSU sucks at giving up big plays. All right, listen to this. Explosive run play rate allowed last year, 115th. Woody Marks, go crazy. Explosive pass play rate allowed last year, 88th. Mellor Moss, throw the ball deep. Just Zachariah Branch, run and throw it to him, because LSU, their secondary stunk last year, and they didn't do anything to make it any better. So my prediction is USC wins 41-35. I would make it more, but I think that some of the time clock changes are going to make some lower scoring games this year. But 41-35, USC, get it done, Trojans.
I'll just throw out 2 receivers to watch out for USC that they've liked in camp. Makai Lemon, sophomore, and Jacoby Lane, who's also a sophomore. Jacoby
Do we
Lane,
like
big
Lemon
guy.
for a wide receiver name? Lemon.
A lemon's usually referring to like a something that's messed up, like you have to return it, like it was a bad product.
Did they get him out of the transfer portal, Zach? Did they have to return that one?
No. He's they might have to return him to somewhere else.
Yeah, in the high school maybe, but
yeah.
Also, Zach, you should have did the 2. Isn't this like USC's like thing, like the 2?
Yeah,
when you were talking about the 2 wide receivers,
The 2.
isn't that their thing? I'm learning still. Isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's
They
their
throw up like a
emoji, the 2.
The 2.
Because I think that was what Lincoln Riley did on his
Jacoby,
photo.
great name, by the way. Jacoby Lane, great name.
Yeah. No, that's right in your lane.
Yep.
Run the lane.
Yeah.
Run
There
your
you
route.
go. There you go.
I really want USC to win this game because I want the narrative that the Big Ten just doesn't lose to the SEC anymore to stay true. Like with Michigan beating Alabama and Washington, I'm claiming that in the playoffs last year against Texas.
Yep.
Those are all Big Ten versus SEC wins for us in the last year. And I wanted to start off right this season with another one. So I'm really going to be pulling for USC in this game. Obviously, I wouldn't cheer for
So what's your
LSU
score
anyways.
prediction then, Kent? Put it out there. Give us your score prediction.
Oh,
I think the total in this game is 64.
that being
Iowa could
said, I do
never.
think LSU is going to win the game.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
I'll say
Bad juju.
I'll say
Kent's a lemon. Take him back.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm going to say 38-27 LSU.
All right. Lower scoring.
So
Lower scoring.
All right.
we're still all over because you said 64.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all over.
Yeah, because that's 65.
Yep.
But I
Wow.
want USC to win. I'm just putting out that's my pick.
Yeah.
I do want USC to win.
Well,
though.
we all
Sometimes
couldn't
my
pick
heart and my head
USC.
say different things. What's that?
I said if we all couldn't pick USC, otherwise that would be bad juju. And, you know,
We'd be
That's
like
true.
College Game Day.
yeah, we
You know,
jinx them.
picking the national champion.
We
Oh,
do
wait,
need
no,
a
they-
college. We do need a college game day person on this for us, Zach. Zach, would you be willing to go out and buy a bunch of mascot heads and?
I'm too cheap for that, but
We'll do like some paper mache, and they'll just look really, really bad.
I think honestly, we really should just like talk to the Oregon Duck and see if he'll
Yeah.
come on the show. I
Yeah.
feel like he might.
Shap said that that's fake. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
He said it was
He said
all
it's
Photoshop.
There were
What?
some images that I thought maybe, but there was also one where he was like reaching through the fence. I was like, I don't think that one could be fake.
Ever since he said that, I've been looking at them even more closely. Like,
Yeah.
is Shap's right about this? I've been believing this the whole time.
I will
Yeah.
be very sad if it's Photoshop.
Go look at it, Zach. Tell us what you think. So, all right,
just-
Zach, what's your score prediction? This guy's gone off the rails.
I said
We're almost at a
40,
minute.
I said 42-31.
42.
USC.
All right. USC, don't bring us down. Don't make Kent right. We want Kent to be wrong. So that
Make
way.
me wrong, please. I would love to be
Yeah.
wrong about that.
All right. I